Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Do you know one thing about living in an independent living home? At an age at 19, we can't get out of when people have to tell you what to do, when people have to make decisions for you, when people have to lock your meds up no matter what. And the staff always are so disrespectful. They want to be very irritating. They try to get on your last nerve so you can go to CPAP. They try to do everything in their power to get you out of the house, to get you in a mental hospital. They love to take advantage of people with disabilities. They love to steal your money. They love to do a lot of things. They love to open your mail. They love to take your mail. They love to steal your money. They love to take your Social Security. They know how to a lot of things they can do. They take advantage of you. They use your disability against you and triggers your trauma against you to get reaction out of you so you can blow up, so you can end up in a mental hospital. But one thing I don't like about that, people are like, it's not cool, it's not cool to take advantage of somebody's disability. It's not cool to use them. It's not cool to use their money and steal their money against them and look up the records and then become a staff member just because you want to work with them. You look up their records and their trauma and their triggers. You want to become their staff after you look at their stuff that they've been through and the stuff that they went through. You want to become their staff after looking at the files. You want to do that, and you want to piss them off. You want to get them upset and their counsel. That's not how you being somebody staff. You shouldn't be able to go up there and use their triggers and just cuss up there and scream at it, and also scream at the director when you know what you in the wrong place and you know what you did by not listening to the rules. When the staff don't listen, the staff don't communicate stuff. That's the issue. People don't communicate nothing. That's the issue with a lot of people around here. And independent living homes, independent settings, group homes. And one thing I don't like about that is I get tired of it. I know you guys get tired of it too, but people that don't listen to the director, people don't listen to their own boss, people don't communicate things. When you change your schedule, you need to communicate. When you come to work, you need to come on time on work to get paid. If you don't come on time to work, you won't get paid on time. People out here, they don't even know what they're saying. It's nasty people out here. Like, some people come to work, do not shower, do not change their clothes every single day. They come to work unprofessionally. So a lot of people come to work smelling like nasty. They smell like stink. They stink. It's so terrible. Sometimes the staff don't even come to work with deodorant on, or sometimes they don't come and shower. It's nasty, and then I don't know how to say it, but a lot of people from placements, they do a lot of things, and it's nasty. But still, it's really, really nasty. But people who work at an independent living home, they love taking advantage of disabilities. They love putting people down. They love using people against their triggers to know to lock them up and know the triggers to lock them up and get them out of the character. And they know how to get you in your boundaries and press your buttons until you blow up and until you're in a mental hospital, until you're St. Elizabeth. That's not funny, but some staff love to do that stuff to get a hold of you and basically make you get triggered, and to the point that you want to smack somebody or get ticked off and do something really bad that you don't want to. And that's the thing in my program that I'm living in right now. They don't treat you well. Do not come to this program at all because they don't treat you well. They don't do nothing to help you. They just do worse things for yourself. They don't respect you. They don't treat you. They use your disability against you. They make you mad. They scream at you. They cuss at you in a certain way. They tell you don't talk to me in that certain way, even though you're the same person you've grown to. They tell you to don't talk to me like that, even though they talk to you the same way. Don't let people take advantage of you. Don't let people cuss you out. But still, if somebody cusses you out and they put you down, you put them down too. You just cuss them back because that's what they like to do. They want to make your trigger go up. You know what to do. Don't let people get you triggers and take you out of your character. You need to stick up and communicate to yourself and speak up to yourself. Because a lot of people in these programs, like the program I'm in right now, all they do is steal food out the house. They steal a lot of food. Like today, what I realized, somebody at my house just took a bottle of water out of my when they supposed to be bringing water from their own home, bringing water from their house, not coming to my apartment, taking my water. That's called stealing, and that's not right. You have your own money so you can go get your own water, but you want to take something from a consumer that lives in an apartment that has a disability, that you want to take their food, and then tell Siobhan she ate all her food, but she really didn't, and she used all her water, but she really didn't. And lying on people, basically say they used all the water, which he didn't. Using water staff should be, if you're living working at an independent living home, you should go to, before you come to work, bring your own water, pack your own water. You don't just come into the placement and take people's water without their permission. You don't do that type of crap, because that's called stealing, and that's not respectful. It's called disrespectful. It's not caring. You using their water after the program got their water for them, but you want to come in and take them, and you don't want to ask permission for it. And then you want to come to work stinking, and it's ridiculous. It's sad, but like still, I don't like this kind of crap. Staff come to the house every single day, taking water bottles, going in the fridge, leaving their food in the fridge, leaving old food in the fridge, not taking their food out, always making it messy, and not cleaning the dishes after they're done using them. They don't clean dishes. They don't do any of that. So I don't like that type of crap. It's so sad because so many people in these programs are so suffering right now, because it's sad and it really sucks that people can't fight for themselves, and people with a major disability that can't speak up for themselves, they can't talk for themselves. It's sad how these staff want to take advantage of that situation and do that type of crap. And at the end of the day, they want to be disrespectful to you and use your things behind you and do all that type of crap. It's sad. It needs to stop. And at the end of the day, they disrespectful and stuff like that. Even a lot of people, they don't listen. They don't respect your needs. Like for me, when I ask to take a break, when I ask to take a walk at night, when I'm upset, one of my special things I like to do when I'm upset, go take a walk by myself. Go take a walk outside by myself. But the thing is, the staff don't respect my needs at all. They don't respect anybody. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect your needs and the stuff that you need to do. They don't respect what you want to do. And then they want to be disrespectful and then be quiet about it and know they want in the wrong about it. And then I asked to take a break. I'll go and walk by myself, but they said, "Oh no, you can't go by yourself. You can't walk by yourself." Blah, 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 blah. That's hypocritical. You don't. That's not. You can. If you're talking to a consumer and they're asking you for a coping strategy to go take a walk by themselves, go let them take a walk. You don't just tell them, "Oh no, you can't take a walk by yourself. You can't go by yourself. You need to come. You have to wait for me." Basically, no, that's not what independent living home is about. Living in an independent home is living by basically learning independence, doing things on your own without having staff with you at all times. What type of program is somebody to have you in the car, or like when they don't let you go go on your own and walk by yourself and go pick up things by yourself? That's not, no. And then they look at your medical records, and they take pictures of your social security. That's another thing. So many staff take pictures of your social security. They hold your medical health book, doctor's appointment forms to look at your information, to take pictures of your social security, any of your records, your medical, your health insurance, just because they want to hold it, and then they want to lock you up in certain areas. That's the thing. That's not right. You're not supposed to be putting consumers people in the consumers putting their notebook in the closet and locking it up and locking their medication up when they ask for medication. You don't give them medication. You don't just lock them up. You give them when you need to. You need to give people medication. You don't just lock it up. If somebody needs their medication, you give them the medication. You don't just lock it up no matter what. That's the issue with people around here. They don't, in these programs, they love taking your medication. They love putting your stuff somewhere that you don't know what's happening with them. With your own social security, you should be able to trust people with your social security. But people in programs, they shouldn't have your Social Security.
He actually wants to overtake.
That's the thing. People won't listen. And it's sad.
Running for me to leave the road for him.
And it's sad that people don't want to listen. And then they want to cuss people out on the streets. And then they get mad and they say, cuss at me if you want. Cuss at me if you want. Tell the directors, cuss at me if you want. That's disrespectful. You don't tell your director or your support people, cuss at me you want. You said, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do shit. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't yell at your support people. You don't do any of that. That's disrespectful. You need to stop doing that and listen to your boss. You don't just say, oh, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. You need to listen to your boss when you need to. You need to listen to whatever they're doing. You need to listen to them. You don't want to say, okay, I'm not going to do it. You need to communicate things to them, too. You need to communicate things, open up, and tell them what you're doing and what's the schedule you're taking after they said this is the plan. And people in programs don't do that. And people in programs take advantage of people with disability. And that's all I have to say. But in the general, I'm tired of being taken advantage of in programs, being disrespectful, being not respecting my needs, not being able to do what I need to do independently, to be living on my own. They don't want me to live on my own. I want to be on my own, and I say I want to get out right now. But they don't want to help me get to that point. They don't want to do any of that. So I'm getting to the point that I don't really care, but like it's sad. And then they're taking advantage of you. They're using you. They're using your disability to get a hold of you so they can use you, so they can do other things too. It's just. And that's another thing. The staff in every single company call, they like to turn it when people are like saying facts about everything, about basically specific facts about a program. They love to turn their phones up. They like to turn everything down so they can hear my conversation. They don't respect people's conversation. They don't do any of that. So that needs to stop. And the consumers, people in placements, they need to stop what they're doing. And it's ridiculous. They're disrespectful. They want to disrespect people with disabilities. Everybody has, not only people have disabilities. A lot of people in all this in the United States have a disability. All people in the United States have a fucking disability. That's what they have. But like, they don't want to admit it. Everybody has a disability. I'm not the only one who has a disability. Everybody has a disability in this country, in the state. Everybody has a disability. And at the end of the day, it needs to stop. You need to stop comparing to yourself and think you're better than everyone else. Showing off, think you're all that, trying to act cool, ha ha ha. Laugh at them, throw your hands in the air like you don't care, but you cuss them out every single day. You take advantage of them. It's not cool. It needs to stop. And that's all I have to say to people. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Comment down below on what you think I should talk about in my next video about independent living home, residential program setting for young adults living in settings. So comment down below, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Bye!